Hey everybody, welcome back to CALLOUS Draft Duel, the round of 16. Players here competing for a spot in the quarterfinals, and we've got Sharky King on the bottom and Zugubu Royale, former Emerald Open champion, on the top side. This is going to be a good one. I certainly thought this was a spicy draft since Zugubu unleashed his unusual strategy of basically skipping the second and third round of bans by banning nonsense like Slugma, for example, Whalmer. So I'm not clear, like I said at the time, if that's just him genuinely disliking this format and being like, F it, I don't care, I don't like it, I'm not into it, or if there's some strategic value in that. Very curious to see how it plays out, but he's the only person in this round who's done that, and I don't know that it's optimal. I feel like there's usually something good that your opponent could take that you want to get rid of, but there's no rule against it, so he can ban nonsense if he pleases, and we'll see how it goes for him. Sharky against Zugubu, round of 16, best of 3. Here's game 1. So, as you can see, Sharky on the bottom, Zugubu on the top. T-Tar has the advantage against the Glalie lead with the threat of stab rock attacks, such as Rock Slide, and that's going to be met with Metagross on the other side, which we see does have leftovers. Seems to be a special or mixed set as it Thunder Punches, which is into T-Tar, by the way, so that must have been a prediction. However, mixed threats in general, not so good against Milotic, and the Thunder Punch, as you see, underwhelming. 33 and then 34%. The Surf actually does a little bit more than the Thunder Punch, despite the Thunder Punch being super effective and the Surf, of course, just being neutral. Recover coming down, and another Thunder Punch, perhaps fishing for power or baiting him to stay in so we can get a boom off. Surf again, and he's just Thunder Punching, perhaps looking for a crit, a power, what have you, but he's not finding any of that. And of course, Recover comes down. If he's gonna boom, that would be a great chance, but it's also a great time to find a critical hit, and finally, he does. So Milotic goes down. Metagross is not supposed to win that 1v1, but I think Sharky got a little greedy, and the hacks did eventually come, so Zugubu with a nice, comfortable early lead, just taking out one of the most important pokes, the Milo, and if the meta does have boom, he very well may be able to get that off later. The boom here is going to prevent the Cloyster from spiking or spinning, which very well may matter. However, an unlucky Fire Blast miss is going to get the Zard boomed on. I wonder if he had the option of HP Grass or something there. Very well may not have. He may have had like HP Ice or something, or just no hidden power at all. But he went for Fire Blast, which obviously has a chance of missing, and it did miss at a bad time. But Sharky never did get the spike or the spin-off, so it's looking like it's going to be a 1-0 spikes advantage for Zugubu for the rest of this game. Ice Beam on Regice, obviously underwhelming, and he's going to get out of the way. Meta comes in, takes it okay, should be able to live another one. Maybe not a Thunderbolt, but he should outspeed here, and he does, and he's going to take Regice down before he himself faints, getting value out of the low Metagross with that mash. Zugubu reclaims the lead. Now it's 4-3. Unrevealed poke, one each in the back. And Celebi and Misdreavus staring each other down now. We haven't seen anything from the Misdreavus, and now we see its first move. Thunder Wave. Not a huge deal on Celebi, but certainly a good, useful move in general. Natural Cure gets rid of that problem. Here comes T-Tar. And there's Mean Look. Probably not a Pursuit Tar since it showed Rock Slide, but it could be a weird mixed set, I guess. He's unable to switch, and he's unable to move thanks to full power, but the Leech Seed there really hurting Misdreavus. Got to get out of the way. Well, he gets meta in on Rock Slide for even more value here. Can mash or boom without too much damn consequence here. And it is mash, and it's underwhelming at 28%. He does get a raise, however. Great opportunity to boom. He might genuinely not have it, though, because he's had a few good boom opportunities that he hasn't taken. Leech Seed coming down, but missing as Misdreavus comes in. Back to meta for yet another Leech Seed. Meta's going to be at 27 and then 15% after all the end of turn shenanigans. Out of the way it goes again. Giga Drain there would not have killed Metagross, but it's going to hit the Misdreavus instead for 21%. And yet another Leech Seed. Mean Look, not exciting to trap something when you get immediately seeded. Don't think this is going to go anywhere. And the Mystery Vest is just going to die to a Psychic. So much for that mean look trap. Leaves us in a 3-3, still with a hidden poke in the back for each player. And Zugubu all along did have the boom. He was just very, very patient and disciplined with it. Last poke Gyra for Sharky, though. That very well could clean it up depending on what's on the other side. Hidden power underwhelming there, so it really comes down to whether or not Starmie has Thunder Wave or Thunder Bolt or neither. It has at least Wave, but it gets hit with Toxic, so the question is, does Starmie have a move to actually hurt the Gyarados? And it looks like no. Ice Beam's the best he can do for a paltry 18%. This Gyarados very well may get the job done with that Toxic. Ice Beam, again, with no possibility of a freeze because of the para. 18% is just not going to get it done, and Hidden Power finishes off the Starmie. So now full para is going to be necessary, and it does not come. And with that, Sharky King gonna take game 1 over the no-ban champion. Let's move over to game 2. Gonna be Sharky and Zugubu again. Same positions. Let's go. Sharky's going to lead Moltres this time against Fori, so again it is Sharky getting the better end of the lead. Last time he forced out the Spiker, Glalie with T-Tar. This time he forces out the Spiker, Fortress with Moltres. Body Slam coming down against a burnt Lax, so Lax here only 7% with Body Slam between the resistance and the burn. That's not great. Skarm did get paralyzed, but it gets a Spike off anyway. And there is a 42% Focus Punch on the Blissey. Not the worst. T-Wave and Soft Boiled respectively. Sure. And out of the way it goes. Venusaur comes in hoping to come into a Focus Punch. Heal Bell works. No more burn on the Lax. And now Venusaur is also going to be paralyzed. Leech Seed comes down. Fori returns. And it's Blissey here. So unless he's playing around Flamethrower or Fire Blast, pretty much a free Spike, and I don't blame Zugubu at all for not playing around the fire move there. I don't think many people would. We've got ourselves 2 Spikes each, make that 3-2 favoring Sharky. Rapid Spinner in, and he's going to anticipate the Dusclops and go straight Shadow Ball rather than spin, rewarded for that great prediction with an immediate critical hit. And he's going to Shadow Ball again with another critical hit. I guess it is Scope Lens Claydol. Rapid Spin for each player, so we are back to Spikeless, but obviously damage done there with the crit Shadow Ball on the Dusclops. And back we are to Lax against Moltres. Stays in, outspeeds, Will-O-Wisp, 75-25 cooperates, burnt Lax. Body Slam there, damage underwhelming, but the idea I think would have been to land a Para, which he does not succeed at. And Fire Blast there, I believe trying to catch the Skarm. It's okay on Dusclops, 16%, but not going to quite do it. Even a crit there may or may not have killed depending on the roll. But Dusclops does decide to take a nap. Focus Punch really underwhelming with the resistance on Venusaur. Just 8%. Kind of pathetic. But Heal Bell comes in to take care of those status problems. And Leech Seed through Para and Imperfect Accuracy is going to connect. Snorlax returns yet again. Staring down Blissey this time. Back to Fori. Heal Bell for Sharky as well, so status problems removed all across the board. Nice clean game. Here comes Moltres, and here comes layer number 1 of Spikes. We basically start anew, but the damage on the Dusclops is completely negated. It took a rest, it took a Heal Bell, it's back in action. Basically the damage, the critical hit, Shadow Ball from before, might as well not have happened. Even at +1, that cross chop just 25%. Venusaur very much handling it, and going to turn it on with Sludge Bomb now. 20% not exciting, but what are you going to do? Venusaur not exactly an offensive powerhouse, generally speaking. Misses Leech Seed and gets unluckily paralyzed. Not a good turn for Sharky. Fire Blast 37% and a full power. Another not great turn for Sharky King. He's going to stay in and probably go for Leech Seed one more time. No. Synthesis. Janky Recover, Wannabe Recover. It will suffice in this instance. And now Dusclops is going to come into a Body Slam. Obviously immune with that Ghost typing. Going to miss a Will-O-Wisp, however. And in exchange, going to have to eat a Shadow Ball. Specs Drop actually vaguely has a chance of mattering here. Probably won't, but it does have Fire Blast. So, like, maybe. The Shadow Ball, though, after the burn is not that exciting at just 19%. Here comes Yama now as the Dusclops again clicks rest. We know that there's a Heal Beller on both sides here, so we might be in for a longer game as far as draft standards are concerned. Cross chop there, that's one way to speed up the game. If he were to crit Scum there, it would just be dead. But Sharky manages to avoid the crit, roars it out, and we end up with Ampharos on Blissey. Comes in on Thunderbolt rather than Focus Punch for just 15%. Gonna focus now though, and punish the Heal Bell. Another crit opportunity that would kill. Doesn't find it, but still does do 41%. Gonna go for Focus Punch again. Blissey's gonna soft boiled. And a little bit better this time at 45%. T-Wave now. And S-Toss attempting to disrupt a Focus Punch that did not come. Here comes Yama. And Blissey has seen enough. Better end of the double switch goes to Sharky King. Venusaur has been a pretty good Yama counter in this game. Venusaur in general seems pretty good against Zugubu's squad. Handles the Lax with Leech Seed. Handles the Yama with the Resistance. Presumably pretty good against Claydol as well, if it even has a grass attack. And there is Flamethrower. We've seen 3 of the moves for Venusaur. We don't know the last move. It could be a grass attack, but it might not be. And Lax is going to go for rest. Back to Ampharos now. Spikes now want to pop again, but we know they both have Rapid Spinners. In comes Venusaur. Finds itself paralyzed. No problem. There's Heal Bell in the back. And if we go really, really long, Heal Bell PP may actually end up being a factor in this game. Sludge Bomb very underwhelming there at 13%. Clops comes in trying to block Rapid Spin and does so successfully this time. Both of them at nearly full health. Shadow Ball, 33. And S-Toss, 31. Not great, but Claydol hitting a little bit harder, and it's faster here. Shadow Ball again, and a Specs drop. S-Toss, obviously damage going to be the same as before. Shadow Ball again. Couldn't kill without a crit, but might as well fish for it. Does not come. And there is the rest. PP very much a factor, especially when both Dusclops and Moltres have pressure. Moltres comes in again. And Shadow Ball. So, yep, PP starting to matter. 17 is what it says that he has, but it's going to be far less than that. Several of those were pointed at the Dusclops or the Moltres. Don't know the exact count, but he's probably got closer to like 11 or 12 rather than what it says that he has. Lax is handling these flamethrowers just fine. However, I think it might be a minor boo-boo for Zugubu, and that this is clearly an immunity Lax rather than thick fat, and it clearly matters in this situation. Had it been thick fat and resisted fire there, the Lax would have been absolutely fine. But as it stands with immunity, which I don't like on a rest set and a team with Heal Bell, so I really don't think immunity was the right call there. Thick fat really would have made the difference and kept the Lax alive, so that could be a very important error in judgment going with what I would say is the wrong ability for Zugubu. We'll see if that ends up costing him. He's down a game, so if this does cost him the game, then he's out of the tournament. And the final poke for Zugubu does get revealed. He had a Sceptile hidden in the back. It's going to sub up here, but we know that Venusaur has Sludge Bomb. Hidden Power Fire or Ice there is going to get Venusaur pretty good, but it looks like it's out of range of killing with a non-crit. Gonna go for it anyway. Sludge Bomb breaks the sub and then breaks the Sceptile. Not the outcome Zugubu was looking for. I think he was hoping for a crit, a full para, or a synthesis, but none of that happened. It was Sludge Bomb instead, and Sceptile is no more, and Sharky's lead grows. Not only up 6-4, but he's got the spike advantage as well. Focus Punch disrupted, but Blissey meets static. And here it comes again. Soft-boiled, really trying to get a crit is Zugubu. And he does not find it. Full power would also be very helpful for him. Here comes another attempt. There is a full power there. Blissey may be on the ropes at 13%. And Thunderbolt will be good enough. That very well may have been a damage roll, but Blissey going down definitely changes things. That's the special wall for Sharky and the Heal Beller, so Zugubu's life a little bit easier. He's still behind, but things are definitely easier than they were a moment ago. Dusclops is going to hang on at 1%, but he doesn't opt for rest. He goes for S-Toss, and it's going to be a second kill for the Ampharos as Dusclops goes down. This game definitely picking up in speed Ampharos outsped, Flamethrower into oblivion. Sharky with the lead again, 4-3. Flamethrower and Boom, obviously just a trade, leaves us in a 3-2 position. Very low Venusaur staring down Fori at 2/3. Gonna go for spikes. And Synthesis obviously did not have the move there other than perhaps Boom that would have killed the Venusaur. If he had Earthquake or HP Bug, I think he would have gone for it. He goes Boom there. I'm not clear if he was anticipating the switch or if Venusaur was the intended target. I'm inclined to think he was trying to hit the Venusaur because now the Hariyama is going to have a really hard time getting through it. Maybe with crits and full paras or Leech Seed misses, maybe he's got a shot. There is a full para and a Leech Seed miss, so not a good start to this end game for Sharky. Finally, on the third turn, Leech Seed connects, but there's 3 bulk ups, now 4 bulk ups on the other side. Sludge Bomb, pathetic, 8%, but it does get the added effect Poison that I don't think Hariyama can remove, so that was a really relevant added effect. Critical Hit is going to take out Venusaur, but now this is going to be so close because Protect comes into play, and between Leech Seed and Poison, Hariyama is on quite the clock. The first Protect will never fail, but the second one is a coin flip, and this is going to be a really important coin flip. Heads or tails? Sharky wins the coin flip. The cross chop, as it turns out, would have missed anyway, and now I believe he could just drill peck his way to the W. And that is exactly what happens. Hariyama goes down, and with it, the Emerald Open former champion, Zugubu Royale, is going to go down with it. He goes out 2-0 against Sharky King. Very impressive. Sharky has taken out Sprinkles and then Zugubu and has looked pretty damn good along the way. I kind of underestimated this guy. I know him as a younger guy, a newer guy, more of a new gens guy, but man, apparently he could play the ADV as well. His teams looked good, his play looked good. Keep an eye on Sharky going forward. Impressive to knock out a former EO champion 2-0. And hopefully that means no more we're not going to ban stuff for the rest of the tournament with Zugubu leaving. But nevertheless, Zugubu, I respect you as a player and I appreciate you participating in this tournament. So thank you for doing that. And thank you, viewer, for watching this video. Please do consider hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel if you've not already done so. And there's quite a bit more from this tournament still to come. So I'll see you in the next video.